Hello, and welcome to Zero to Something, a place where we talk about founders' journeys, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. So without further ado, let's get started. Founders love to brag about building product or raising money or landing their first customer, but hiring, that's where chaos really begins. For some reason, we'll sprint through 20-hour workdays, pull all-nighters, and juggle 12 roles, but the moment it's time to hire someone who could actually help, we suddenly forget how to function. And there is the fun part. There are 3 very specific ways founders sabotage their own hiring journey. And today, we're going to break them down. Number 1, the hire that never happens. You know you need help. You've needed it for months, and yet you're still doing that SEO tutorials at midnight. You convince yourself you're being lean, but you're really being in denial. We also fell victim to this in our startup. We're fully bootstrapped, and so our thinking is first, is there value for our money? We need to save as much as we can so we can increase our runway. And so we've been doing marketing posts, SEO, that we understand nothing about, setting up client scenarios with prompt engineering, while what we had to do was focus on the product and attaining new clients and sustaining the current clients. So why founders avoid hiring new people? Well, number 1 is guilt. Real founders hustle. I should be able to do it myself. Or like in our case, budget anxiety. What if we hire and can't afford them 3 months from now? Another one is scarcity thinking. We're too early to hire. Or perfectionism. Nobody will do it as well as I will. Sometimes it's even control issues. If someone touches this, the whole startup might explode. There are certain red flags that show you that you're already in trouble and in dire need of a hire. Number 1, you're spending more time on repetitive tasks than building or selling. You feel constant low-grade burnout, which it's kind of normal in startups, but you can improve it slightly. Your to-do list grows faster than your user base. And my co-founder is somebody who is quite guilty of that. His to-do list is just never ending. You delay high-impact decisions because you're drowning in admin tasks. Or you say, I'll hire when things calm down, but things never really calm down. Or your co-founder starts gently asking you, are you okay? On a regular basis. Or at some point, you no longer remember what your actual job title is. If you think of a metaphor, avoiding hiring is like refusing to buy a washing machine because hand washing builds character. So how do we fix that? Well, track your time honestly for 1 week. Confront the horror. Calculate the cost of your time versus the cost of a hire. If you can't afford full-time, hire part-time or freelance or contract. Set a rule. If a task repeats for more than 2 months, it needs a human who isn't you. The second hiring issue that many founders find is hiring the wrong person or having a wrong hiring process. This is when you technically do hire, but you hire the wrong person for the wrong reasons, through the wrong process, and using the wrong criteria. I can give you an example from our startup as well. I went on a couple days away from the startup, a couple days off, and I came back and my co-founder said that he had found a person to do our marketing blog posts. He interviewed the person and he hired the person. And the person will be starting tomorrow, and that person will be under my management. Everything about this process is wrong. Number 1, we didn't actually agree that we needed to hire somebody. We talked about it, but it was never like a set in stone decision. Number 2, we did not establish the process by which we were going to hire that person. Not the criteria we needed, not the qualifications, not anything really that would be helpful in choosing the person. Somebody referred this person to us, and my co-founder just hired him. The reality is, the moment I saw the resume of the person, I realized they just weren't the right fit. Yes, we were looking for somebody with no experience, just somebody who can write, possibly even using AI. But the way the person's CV was written, I could see that it wasn't somebody who could write the post that me and my co-founder would enjoy. Nonetheless, hired the person because the decision was already done. We did a trial month period, but me and my co-founder actually ended up spending more time explaining to the person what needs to be done than us actually doing it would have taken. And so the whole point just kind of disappeared. So the person didn't pass the trial period and we were left at square one. And that is fully on us because we weren't on the same page on the hiring process. And we also just didn't discuss what it's like. After this, we now have very strict processes in place. So why might these things happen psychology wise? Well, number one, it's rush hiring. We need someone right now and you just go and get them. That's something that happened to our company. Another one is wishful thinking. They'll grow into the role. Or founders projecting their ideal hire. So hiring who they hope will appear rather than the person who is actually in front of them. Blind optimism. How hard can this role be? Another one is avoidance of conflict. Not wanting to challenge your co-founder's decision or current employee referral or the person they're interviewing. Another one is halo effect. One impressive thing that blinds you to everything else. For example, if the person is absolutely great at how they're presenting themselves, but you're actually hiring them for a role that's not client-facing and the presentation doesn't really matter, don't let that overshine the qualifications that actually matter for the role. So how do you know that you fell into that pitfall? Number one, you can't articulate what successful performance looks like. Number two, you haven't defined must-haves or nice-to-haves in your hiring process. You and your founder or founders are picturing completely different people for the role. Another one is during trial or onboarding, you're hoping it'll get better. It doesn't. Or you feel tension the moment the new employee starts because the mismatch is just so obvious. If we go back to a simple metaphor, it's kind of like ordering a blender on Amazon and then receiving a toaster and then still trying to use it as a blender. So what is a good way to fix this issue? Number one, create success profile. Before you ever interview a person, talk amongst yourselves and decide what this person must achieve in the first 30, 60, 90 days, however long your trial period is. Then from there, decide what are the required skills and some nice to haves. Also think about the non-negotiable traits like communication or speed, whatever is important to you. Always, and I can't stress this enough, always align with your co-founder. No rogue hires. Review the CVs together. If someone has fundamental mismatches, don't hope it will disappear. And have a defined trial period with measurable outcomes. The third issue that is there for the founders during the hiring process is when you finally hire a dream candidate and then you sabotage them through your own actions, either neglect or micromanagement or chaotic expectations. Founders do this all the time. Either they hire someone autonomous and then vanish, or they hover like a helicopter parent at a school play. So why do founders do this? Again, from the psychological perspectives. Well, number one, it's all about fear of losing control. If they can do this without me, what is my role in my own startup? Another one is imposter syndrome. That is so prevalent among so many people. What if they realize I'm winging it? Another one is founder's ego. I know best. It's my company. Or trauma from past hires. Overcorrecting by smothering. And the last one is startup chaos. And of course, in one way or another, it will pop up. When there is no time to onboard, no documents, no structure, you're overwhelmed with other tasks, we're all human. But if you have some systems in place, even the most minimal, the ones that you can keep up with, it will be tremendous help. So what are some signs that you're sabotaging a good hire? Number one, they ask you what's the priority because you gave them like 10 different tasks. They don't know what the success looks like for their position, or they're working hard but producing the wrong outcomes. You've never shown them the trial period goals, or you're annoyed they're not doing magic, but also haven't trained them properly, or they look scared every time you schedule a meeting. If we think about a metaphor for this, it's like buying a plant, not watering it, and then saying, wow, I guess you didn't have it in you to grow. So what is an easy fix for this? Number one, build an adaptation plan before day one. Set clear goals for 30, 60, 90 days, however long your trial period is. Write down the success criteria. How are you going to measure whether these goals were reached or not? And then share this plan. Share this plan with a new hire on day one. Go through it with them. Allow them to ask questions. Explain with words and see if they understand fully what is being asked of them. It's also important to do weekly check-ins, short, structured, supportive meetings where your hires can ask you questions, you can see how they're doing, and you can match what they're doing with their adaptation plan. Don't forget to ask them, do you know what's expected of you regularly? And also, give them autonomy, but with some guardrails. Be there to support. There are a lot of psychological reasons for why founders sabotage their hires at any given point. Let's quickly go through them again. Number 1, fear of losing control. Number 2, fear of wasting money, fear of trusting the wrong person, fear of delegating something important, fear the company changing as others join, or fear of no longer being the hero who does everything. Underneath all of it, hiring forces a founder to confront their limits, their own identity, and their belief that only I can do it right. That's the core wound. And hiring exposes every crack in a founder's psychology. It shows you where you cling too tightly, where you're under trust, where you avoid conflict, and where your identity is too entangled with the work. But hiring is not a threat, it's liberation of your time. When you stop sabotaging your own hires, you stop sabotaging your own growth. Your future team is the reason your startup will scale, not the reason it'll fall apart. Learn how to hire well, manage well, and let people succeed alongside you. That's what real founders do. And as always, I would like to leave you with 2 reflection questions. Number 1, what part of the hiring process do I avoid the most? And what is that actually protecting me from? And number 2, if my next hire fails, what part of that failure would be mine? Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I will see you again next episode.